You said that this loud music is an issue that can be. I mean, would you agree with me if I could say that this loud music is an issue that can be kept or controlled?
It is a tough one to say. When you are having learners traveling with people who are younger and they are having the finances to choose, they will always choose them. So controlling that from the parents' perspective, from the school management perspective, I do not think much can be done. I think a way of controlling that would be educating learners on what will happen to them because of loud music.
All right. Then a follow-up question. Do you think that this issue is persistent due to ignorance, or perhaps there are other underlying issues?
Uh, I definitely will submit that there is a lot of ignorance in there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haitati. My next question to you is, you mentioned that you were part of the SGB, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Great. So would you say that you also mentioned that the SGBs do not participate enough to address these issues, right?
Yes.
Like this issue of scholar transport.
Yes.
So when you were part of the SGB for 2 years, how effective was your team, and what are some of the things you did to address this kind of challenges?
It is a cat and mouse game because earlier I mentioned that I was also time the members of the SGB goes to Silibelo early and they are at the gates in an attempt to monitor. There's a word in the Pepani that was in 2022 where a video went viral where the traffic official stopped at one of the taxis transporting learners and there were 40 learners in that transport.
All right, thank you so much. You further go on to say on paragraph 9 that despite efforts by the school management to supervise and regulate scholar transport, drivers would often drop off learners on the main road to avoid detection. So, do you know of any specific efforts that were put in place and their effectiveness by the department?
By the department, you mean the Department of Education or Department of Transport?
The Department of Transport.
There is always a cat and mouse issue. By that I mean, whenever there is some supervision, somehow weight gets around and everything happens orderly. Whenever they were about to overload and then they know that there's some police or traffic official security, that doesn't happen. So we are still not sure how to do this one, but there is an attempt by the Department of Transport. I do not believe it is enough.
All right. You further go on to submit that there are transporters who are unauthorized. How do you know that these transporters are unauthorized?
My understanding, there's an organization, let me, it should be not to, just one moment. I have the name here. I have the name here.
Is it Nostoa?
Sorry?
Is it Nostoa?
That is the one I'm looking for, NASCOA.
Yes.
My understanding, NASCOA is an organization of learner transport. And by that it means they have the payment to transport learners. But the taxi association's only role is to transport the fee paying passengers. I need to attempt to clarify this by saying if a learner is standing on the road and there's a taxi coming in, I believe there's absolutely nothing wrong with this taxi taking this learner and dropping off at school. The problem is taxis having a dedicated transport or a dedicated load like this number of learners. The taxi is usually picking them in the morning and in the afternoon. It is the one that is dropping them off. I believe that is an illegal activity as per my understanding of NASTOA and what the taxi association is supposed to be.
Instances of unauthorized transporters being taken to task. could you kindly elaborate or tell the panel how these transporters were taken to task? What measures were enforced?
I'm aware of a video that I have seen. I love the word seen, although I'm a person of visual impairment, where the taxis were taken to the traffic officials because we were all the taxi to the traffic officials, but impounded